How you doing? I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. Today I wanted to talk about quitting drinking as not being a magic bullet. It's not enough to change your whole life, right? It's enough to change certain aspects of your life, just by getting the poison out of your system, stop putting it into your system. But it's not enough to radically alter your life and to push you in the direction that you really and truly want to go, right? Where your dreams are made, right? Alcohol is sort of, to one degree or another, can infiltrate various and many different aspects of your life, right? The more you drink, the more you will construct your life around drinking, right? I just did that so many times in my life, made a lot of decisions based around the fact that I might be drinking that evening, or that I would be drinking that evening, and I couldn't do something else because I would be drinking. Going on vacations, for instance, would be all about, for me, trying to stuff in a lot of alcohol on the way, and this basically stopped me from doing so many other things, right? On vacations, Christmases, any time when I didn't have to work would be based around either going to the pub or getting alcohol and drinking it at home. Towards the end of my alcohol drinking life, there were very few aspects of my life which weren't controlled to some extent by my alcohol drinking, right? And in order to get rid of the alcohol permanently, you've got to first you've got to get rid of the alcohol, right? You've got to stop the alcohol, putting the alcohol into your body. But the whole behavior is made up of the individual drinking, the want to drink, the thinking about drinking, and then it's about the rituals, the individual things, the parts that fit into the puzzle. Every time you take a drink, you do it in a certain way, and those rituals have been built up over many years, and they're dynamic, they change, but they're essentially the same thing with small alterations. The same goes with the overall drinking behavior, right? That the rituals, each ritual has a part in, and from there, the actual habit itself. So you've got to start the change, as I say, with quitting the alcohol, but the change will also happen, all the change is going to happen on a day-to-day basis by you breaking down those individual rituals. And from there, for instance, if you drink every evening, then you've got to start by working on the ritual that you know the most, which is that one. Say, right, for instance, say that you sit in a certain chair every evening and you have your beer or your wine or whatever it is that you drink, and you do it in a certain way, you do it in a certain glass, you open your bottle the same way, and all these things that go towards what you're doing, right? You have to break that up. You have to do something else, and you have to sort of break it up in your own head, right? So let's look at this from another perspective, say weight loss. And when a person is trying to lose weight, you've all heard of the yo-yo dieter. And what they'll do is they'll measure everything by the scale, right? So whether they're doing well or not is measured by the amount of weight loss they see on the scale. So they go on an extreme diet where they're counting calories, they're reducing the calories by massive amounts in order to lose weight, and maybe they're getting a lot of exercise. So calories in, calories out. They start at a certain weight and they finish at another weight, right? And that weight loss, that whatever it is, 10, 20 pounds that they've lost in weight, that's the goal, right? And then when they finished, they go back to their old living. They might go back into it slowly. They might go back into it with the intentions of not doing any, going back into this lifestyle, but eventually they'll go back into it. And it's the old lifestyle that caused the problem in the first place, right? So they'll put on the weight back and then they'll start again. and they'll maybe go into a different diet, a different way of doing things, because they think, well, it's not the fault of the lifestyle, it's the fault of the diet that they originally went on, that it's not working, right? And this is totally unrealistic, because it's the lifestyle in the first place. You know, you have to, in order to lose weight and to keep it off, you've got to change your whole lifestyle. You've got to stop eating the foods that are making you fat, stop with the lack of exercise that's making you fat, or whatever it is that's making you fat. You've got to stop doing that, right? Long term. Otherwise, the weight's going to come back on. Now, that's what happens to most drinkers. They're yo-yo drinkers. That's what happens with moderation, is people go, yeah, I'm going to moderate. They get to a certain level of moderation where they're down to whatever, say a few drinks 2 or 3 times a week instead of drinking every night, or maybe just drinking at the weekends. And they follow that for a while, they let their guard down, and before they know it, they go back to their old behaviour. Same kind of thinking goes with people who want to quit drinking. You know, they think that stopping drinking is the be all and end all. They don't change anything else in their lives. And by the time they get to 3 or 4 weeks into it, the sort of novelty is worn off of what they've been doing, and the novelty of feeling good is worn off. Maybe 2 months, 3 months down the road, they start to think, oh, maybe I could just have a couple of drinks. I know I've got this under control now, and it's very easy to slip back into old routines. And you've got to change so much about your life, about the underlying behaviour, outside of alcohol, the underlying reasons why you want to drink in the first place. You know, whether that's because you feel like your life is doesn't have as much meaning as it should, whether you feel like you know, your relationships needs to be changed, your job needs to be changing, whatever it is that's outside of your drinking. You know, these are all things that intertwine and cause you to want to drink in the first place. So you've got to get down to the grassroots of this, and you know, you're never going to be able to change problems, never going to be able to solve problems with the same type of thinking that caused the problem in the first place. So you know, you've really got to knuckle down and look for alternative solutions. And unfortunately, I can't give you those alternatives. I mean, I can sort of highlight a lot of different areas where you can look for your solutions. I can sort of point you out in the general direction. I've done so in loads of different videos, but you know, it's up to you to sort of to isolate your problems first, see where your problems are, see where the areas in your life that you want to improve, and go for it, you know, and change them. Because no one else is going to do it for you, you know. Nobody else. So look, till next time, I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. Take care of yourself and keep the alcohol out your mouth. Onwards and upwards. Good luck. Bye.